Hey guys, JD again here, Shell Brothers, Coastal Delaware. Want to welcome you back to episode number 3 here. Want to remind everybody, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. You know, what we're doing out here is just to inform homeowners of kind of the way we do things as a builder, and I hope you're enjoying them so far. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about our foundation and how we waterproof them and install drain tile, a couple other grading things that we do out here in the field. So enjoy. I'm gonna hop down in the hole here. So this home right here is currently in foundation wall. It was actually just stripped this morning. The forms were stripped off of the wall. So we're gonna let this wall cure for about a week, you know, letting the concrete cure. During that time period, this home being a crawl space, there's some other things that we can do in the meantime leading up to where we backfill or push that dirt up against the grade here. So what I'm gonna be doing is marking out where the waterproofing should be sprayed on, and marking out some utilities and things like that, as well as a proactive measure. Essentially, once we get started marking this out, the guys will come and spray the next day. But we'll start right here. I've already looked at the site plan. We used the site plan to determine where the grade needs to be, where the garage slab needs to be located on the wall. So we have, you know, proper fall, you know, to the street, and then obviously drainage away from the home once it's graded. And obviously certain things like porches. So this is going to be the front porch right here. We actually waterproof the wall all the way from the footing all the way up to the top of the wall. When we backfill, we're going to push that dirt up against that top of the wall and then slope it down. So you never have any pooling of water underneath of screen porches or covered porches or things like that. Typically crawl space homes, usually in normal settings, this is not to say for Nashville or RVA, they have some extreme grade situations, but here in Delaware, usually if it's a flat lot, you know, your grade on a crawl space home is about a foot down from top of wall, which means, you know, when the sod is installed, you know, you're gonna have about a foot of foundation showing to the bottom of your siding, okay? And then we grade away from that. So I'm gonna start over here in this corner. Again, I've already looked at my site plan, and I know that I need to mark this wall basically 1 foot down from top of wall. In doing this for a while, I know that each brick is 3 inches, so I'm gonna go down 4 bricks all the way around. So I just make these little marks as you're driving through, you know, 4 bricks. The waterproofing guys use that as a guide to spray. As I'm doing this, I'm also going through, like, this is where the sewer penetration comes through, where they actually trench for the sewer line. So I mark this. That helps out my sewer crew when they're here. You know, that hole's already covered. They don't know where it is. But if they look for that S, they're gonna know, okay, that's where I gotta dig. Thanks, JD. We try to help them out when we can. This being a covered porch, again, we're gonna be spraying this all the way up to the top of the wall here. So this is gonna come in, and then I just draw arrows just like that. Arrows to the top of the wall. All right, same. This is a garage area. Don't need to worry about that. Typically they spray it anyway, but if you don't see that common garage wall spray, that's not a big deal. And again, there's not gonna be any, you know, sometimes they spray waterproofing here, sometimes they don't, not a big deal, but I do mark it for grade. So at least the grading guys, they know where to spray that, okay? And then here also, so we have the steps, the front steps come down here. So what I want to do is I want to mark, once this is backfilled, I want to mark where the footings need to be placed for the front steps, okay? If you ever have any issues with steps sagging, it's because there's no footing underneath, it's not secured properly. So I just mark that again, a little star. Don't need to put it over there, I know the steps are on this side, so we'll be pouring a footing down here. You'll notice if you're any of our communities up here in Delaware, a lot of the guys, you know, put their name, JD. That's to let contractors know which construction manager to reach out to if they have any questions or anything. This all gets painted, so don't worry about this. We paint the foundation later in construction, so that'll go away. Now I'm gonna mark my garage slab. Again, I know my slab is about a foot down from top of wall. So this is gonna tell my guys where to run their string line for their garage slab. And then I write top, T-O-S, top of slab, just like that. All right, same thing over here. TOS. This styrofoam that you see, that's what they use to get these cutouts. You know, it's kind of difficult for them to get these notches like that so we can properly frame, but they use styrofoam blocks and put it in there to create the form that way. Top slab. And then they get the hint, so I don't need to write it on every single one. But essentially that shows them where to pour that slab. Same thing there. And then they run a string line. So they'll be running a string line from here up to the back of the wall, because obviously we need the garage slab to slope. You know, if you ever pull in your car with ice on it or something like that, we want the water to drain away out the garage. On this side, I'm just marking the lot number. You know, we have lot signs up, it's still the same thing. Want to put that there. In this community, again, this is community specific. The electric panel always goes in the garage, whether it's a crawl space or a basement, it makes no difference. So I mark that right now. Electric panel right there, okay? Same thing, grade, we're gonna go 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. I'm gonna stop right here. This is what we call it's like a keyway. Essentially, when the guys come to do the waterproofing and we install an exterior drain tile, that drain tile, it's got to be continuous. So it's going to run along the foundation wall and run along the back of the foundation wall of the garage. And there's another keyway over there. What that allows to do is the water to flow in that drain tile all the way to the sump pump. From one way all the way. If it's stopped, it's going to have nowhere to go. That's why we do it that way. Speaking of sump pump, we place a pipe underneath of the footing here, and that's where the sump pump goes. So this pipe ties into that drain tile and allows it to flow into that sump pump and then eventually be ejected from the home, okay? These are what we call anchor bolts. When the framers are starting to put their plates down, the sill plate, the sill sealer, that all gets secured right here. That's why those are put in the foundation wall, to secure that bottom plate to the wall, all right? We've got some notches here for 2x12s in the foundation wall. That's where it sits, load bearing right there. And then we have our crawl space access. Once the dirt is pushed up and we backfill, again, the framers are going to frame some 6x6s around this access. And then again, the pipe is here. We cut this down, we put stone in the bottom. Any water gets in this crawl space access. Again, this is tied into the sump pump. So the water is always going to be ejected away from the home. It's kind of counter, I don't know how to say it, counter something, but we bring water into the home and then we get it out. So that's how it's done. Gonna keep going here. It doesn't have to be perfect. They know what I'm saying. And they typically are used to doing 4 bricks down. But again, I want to reiterate that this isn't the same in all of our divisions. Nashville, RVA, some lots may not require drain tile. It might be a walkout basement to where they daylight the drain tile out and there's no sump pump. So, you know, this is what I'm speaking of right now is particular to coastal Delaware. Nashville, maybe they don't even have, I don't know yet, they're just getting started, but you know, drain tiles, I don't know if they install those or not because of the ground, but I'll make a new video on that one. Now, looks a little different here because we have a courtyard. When a courtyard is selected, we actually raise the foundation wall like this, okay? And the floor joists actually sit on top here. Now, again, in this scenario, we're gonna be spraying this entire wall to the top. We do engineered courtyard pads. So, you know, essentially this dirt comes out, we bring in good fill dirt, tamp it in 1 foot lifts to make sure that, you know, 10 years after you settle, you don't have any settlement in those courtyard areas. So we'll be spraying this wall all the way up to the top. Just like that. Now you can see here, this is actually the footing. This black material you see, this is what we call a capillary break. So before we pour this wall, we do a capillary break. That prevents, you know, even though, you know, in a significant rainstorm, if you have any water sitting against your foundation, okay, concrete wicks moisture. This prevents any moisture coming up from the ground and into your foundation wall. That's why that black tar membrane is there. When the guys come to spray this wall, they clean all this off, scrub it off, shovel it, all that stuff. And then when they spray, it's all one continuous spray. So it completely waterproofs the wall and the foundation. It's a big courtyard going in back here. And then I'm gonna stop on this corner for now. But essentially, you know, I just want to give you guys an idea when you see these marks going on the foundation. If you're driving through our communities that we see, that's what it's for. Another thing is, you know, we always welcome homeowners out to our sites and your homes, but just make sure you're adhering to our site visit policy and reaching out to your construction manager to come into the home. You know, it's mainly just for safety purposes. We welcome you in the homes when we can get time to meet with you and walk you through for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure you smash that like button. See you later.